listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.
Well, hello and welcome to Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. It is the beginning of a brand new week, and I hope that your Monday was a happy one and a great one, and as mine was. And so welcome to all the listeners out there. Thank you so very much for being with us tonight. And tonight we have a real treat for you because we have a rock artist that he's got some awesome music. He's up and coming and has quite a following on social media, and I am just so happy to have him with us tonight. Mr. Joshua Adams, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, and thanks for the nice intro.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I know that you've been so busy of late, and it's I know you've got some great big things coming up pretty quickly, and so to work us into your tight schedule right now, we certainly appreciate it, so thanks. I want to get started by asking you, how did you end up in the music business? I mean, was this something that you kind of wanted to do when you were much younger, or you kind of embarked on later in life? How did it all come together for you?
Sure. Well, early on, I was influenced by, my first music memory of me wanting to get involved in playing and performing was watching some reruns of the old the old Van Halen videos, and I idolized Eddie Van Halen and his guitar playing and his stage energy, and some of their videos were very influential for a pre-adolescent boy, and it was so that got me interested more so. Growing up, I was a big fan of icons like Michael Jackson, and I appreciated even at a young age. I appreciated Rolling Stones, The Doors, the Beatles, stuff like that. But I was a real athletic kid, so I was always trying to balance, whether it's baseball or another sport or whatever, and music up until I was a late teen. Then I had the opportunity to tour, and I went on a tour with a few of my friends we had a band at the time, and that kind of steered me into one direction to be focused on music. And then after that, I was in and out of the studio for years. I opened up my own little studio, and then got the performing itch again, started writing again, producing other artists, writing for myself, producing my own stuff, and then all of that led to me moving to Nashville, where I had the opportunity to work with some of the biggest names in the world and some of the most talented writers and producers and engineers and artists, and just learned so much from them, and that really developed my craft as a writer, as a performer, and I also toured a lot out of Nashville, all throughout the Southeast and up and down the East Coast as well, and that it's kind of all of that has brought me to where I am now, and I do have, you mentioned early on as in your introduction, I have a nice social media following. I have amazing fans. They're all extremely loyal, loving, very supportive fan base, and just finishing up a new album right now to release late spring, with tour dates to come soon after that. So, it's always a hustle.
Well, you know what? You have been, you're really, really busy. You've had so much going on and a lot to come. It sounds like 2013 is going to be a big year for you in terms of the album tour, and I wanted to mention not only that, but right now, currently, you've got something pretty big going on. You're entered in a contest. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm entered in something called the VWall Vocals Contest. You can find out more about it by going to VWall.com. facebook.com/vocals, and it's a music video song contest with a grand prize of $100,000. And so I don't normally enter these kinds of things. It's a fan-driven, fan voting contest, and I really don't like asking, bombarding people to vote, every day to vote. And that's what it is. It's a daily voting contest up until April 29th. So when I read about the contest or found out about the contest, it wasn't really very appealing to me because of that, because I don't like asking people to vote constantly. I know it can get pretty just flat out annoying for someone to bombard you. But I saw with such a big grand prize of $100,000, I saw it as an opportunity to do something nice with that kind of money. And so I brainstormed a little bit, and I decided to enter it. But what I'm going to be doing, if I win at the end of April, I will be donating a very large portion of the $100,000 grand prize to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, as well as some other charities. And a lot of people ask me what these other charities are, and some of them are local. I'm actually based out of Las Vegas right now. Some of them are local, smaller things that aren't really on the radar. But the more I think about it and the more I talk about it with other people around me, I'm leaning toward donating an additional chunk of money to St. Jude's Hospital, the Children's Hospital, which I'm, who doesn't want to help kids, so that's
right.
That's something important to, I think, everybody on earth, I would hope. But so with the goal of using the contest as a fundraiser, I decided to start promoting it. And right now I'm in first place. I'm ranked number 1 out of all the video entries. I've been in first place for almost 2 weeks now, which is a very long run. No one has done more than maybe 2 or 3 days in a row as first place. And so it looks like that I'm starting to separate myself from the other entries as far as votes go, which is great. And naturally, I want myself to win. I want to donate a lot of money. I want to do some nice things with the prize money. So it's a great contest. It's with a company based out of New York called, like I said, B-Wall Vocals. It's a music video site that caters to the independent musician. So if anyone out there is interested in checking out my entry for my song "I Promise You," that can be found by going to bwall.com/vocals/video/Joshua Adams, or they can find links to the video on any of my social media sites, which is Twitter is Joshua Adams Rock, Facebook is official Joshua Adams, and then my website has all of that, and that's joshuaadamsmusic.com. And if they get lazy and they don't remember anything I just said, you can just Google Joshua Adams, and all of that stuff will pop up.
Well, and also I'll add that we have the advertisement linked to where you can go on bwall.com and vote for your video. And so we put that up last week. And so, I hope you win. I really do. I mean, what a great concept that, if you win, then you get to turn around and give it back, to some charities that can really make a difference. And that's awesome. So for anyone out there who is interested in voting for Josh, first of all, I can tell you firsthand the song is phenomenal, and you will really enjoy the video that he has posted as he's singing. And so go check it out and vote, because it is for a very many worthy causes, not just a single cause. So I applaud you for brainstorming and coming up with this idea to which is great incentive for anyone to go and vote for you, as far as I'm concerned. So I wish you the best with that. I really do. And when does it end again? April? What was the date again?
April 29th. So I need daily votes until April 29th, and it takes literally about 2 to 3 minutes to register, which is what you do. You sign up online, you get a confirmation email, and then from that point on, it literally takes seconds to vote daily. So I have a lot of, like I said, a lot of amazing, loyal and loving fans who are on there daily voting and spreading the word and retweeting and sharing on Facebook and emailing their family and friends to support, which I am completely grateful for, and just overwhelmed with how amazing my fans are. So I just want to reiterate that. You'll be hearing me talk about that a lot, through any interview I do, I'm sure tonight as well. But I do completely love my fans, and, I wouldn't be able to do so much without them. So, but to get back to your question, it's April 29th, so I need dates or votes until that date, April 29th.
Awesome, and we will also be promoting it daily until then to try to get, those who follow us at Jammin Jukebox to be sure and go there and check it out and vote. So vote for Joshua, and you will not regret it. If your vote and if he wins goes for many, many worthy causes, and we all want to, that's what it takes, I think, all pulling together to make that difference, and especially when it involves children and, great organizations such as the American Cancer Society and many, many others. That's what it takes. It takes that to help others, and so again, I applaud you for that. Now, I want to back up a little bit, because when you first were kind of giving your mini bio a little while ago, you were saying that, you grew up kind of watching Van Halen and just being really impressed with Eddie Van Halen. Of course, that was one of my rock bands, of all time growing up myself. And, who didn't love Eruption? I mean, that was just like the signature guitar solo. And so I guess I'm just curious, in the time that you've been performing and out there on the road touring and so forth, have you ever had the opportunity to meet the guys from Van Halen?
I never have. I almost crossed paths with Michael Anthony, the bass player of Van Halen. I almost crossed paths with Sammy Hagar. But I've never had the chance to sit down with any of them and talk to them about music or whatever. So unfortunately, no. I have met a lot of really amazing people, some living legends, but none have been Van Halen or any of the members.
Oh, well, you never know. You never know what might come from that. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. They just always were them and Def Leppard were my two, hair band favorites when I was, growing up in the 80s, loving all that kind of music. And it's just so nice to see every now and again they're on tour and still just making great music. And, they're just, I really regret the day when they do step down and they don't do music anymore, because at least we'll have all the great music, but still it's, it's one of those things you never want to see your fave die, if you can help it. So I want to talk to you. This is kind of off the beaten path, but I'm sure a lot of people who have seen you are just curious, and I'm sure women in particular. But how long did it take you to grow your hair out long? It's gorgeous. I mean, every female that has looked at your photos is going, gosh, I wish I had his hair. I'm one of those that said that. So how do you, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and it's healthy, and it's absolutely, like I said, all women would die for your head of hair. So how did you do it?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I do get asked this a lot. I
bet.
It's an easy answer for me. But right now, as far as length goes, I started growing my hair out when I was maybe early 20s. I decided I want long hair now. And so I started growing it out, and it got down to a little past my shoulders very fast. Probably, within a year's time I had the long hair that I wanted. And then from that point on, it just, I learned a lot from female friends of mine over the years, teaching me different techniques to take care of your hair and that kind of thing. And I learned that from my experience with my hair, it's all about the conditioner. And making sure you condition properly and use a good conditioner. I recommend. I've worked with a company called Purelogy a few times. They've given me free products to help endorse their stuff, and I love it. And it's for colored hair. I don't color my hair, but it is an amazing product. So I recommend, if someone's looking for a specific product, I recommend going out and getting some Purelogy products. I recommend the Super Smooth line, but any top shelf, I guess, conditioner will help the situation. I also have to thank my parents. My mom has great hair, and she's Italian Sicilian on one side, or on her side, and then my dad's side is like Russian, Polish kind of Scandinavian on the other. So he has jet black hair, and my mom has beautiful, long, wavy hair, and it grows really fast. So I think I get that from my mom. And but yeah, I get asked all the time. I some of the funniest things I've been asked were at shows were let's see, fans have come up, and one fan asked if she could lick my hair.
Oh, God.
And I said no, but you can touch it. And so
wow, that's just kind of bizarre. I mean, you would expect that, can I touch your hair? That would be kind of the norm,
Yeah.
But to have someone come up and ask you if they could lick your hair, that's pretty funny. I mean,
yeah.
It's weird but funny, kind of.
Yeah. I've heard a lot worse. So but some of the stuff I'll refrain from saying. But I also heard something else. I heard, can I run naked through your hair? Was another one. And same thing. I always say, no, I appreciate it, but you can touch my hair, and we can take a picture together. But as far as the hair goes, I just, I eat healthy. I stay active. I think it's a whole lifestyle thing. And then I make sure to use good conditioner, good shampoo, and just take good care of it. I think something that a lot of people kind of, I guess, forget or don't do as far as women in the shower. I recommend, one quick tip, I recommend trying to dry your hair as best as possible in the shower in between shampooing and conditioner. A lot of people don't realize that, but that goes a long way.
Very interesting. And see, being a female myself, I'm taking all these tips into account. So I have long hair, but it's not like that. It's nowhere close to being as long as yours. But it is. A lot of people would consider it to be long. So I'm a huge advocate that the right products make all the difference. I mean, some people bilk at the idea of spending more money on this product or that, but it does make a difference. In the high quality, because it's going to show in your hair. It really is. Well, I'm sure every woman listening to this is loving those tips. So
yeah, and
so
any fans out there with specific hair questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, really.
I don't feel bashful. It's amazing. Like I said, for every time I get asked about my music, especially on the road, every time I get off stage that I can remember, somebody comes up and says something about my hair or asks a tip on how to get their hair to look so shiny or so smooth or so soft or whatever it is. And there have been times I've been on stage and in the middle of the show I have announced, because there was this one show in Tallahassee, Florida. I was in between or right before going on stage, and I had, I don't even know, maybe a dozen or 15 different people come up and ask me about my hair and what I use and how they get it to look the way it does and this and that. Maybe I was just having an amazing hair day. I don't know. But when I got up on stage, we played a couple songs, and then I said, all right, I want to make an announcement. And the band members behind me, the musicians playing, had no clue I was going to do this, And so to everyone asking about my hair, and then I went into this whole spiel, a little speech on how to take good care of your hair, how to shampoo it properly, how to condition it. And it was funny. All the guys in the audience were kind of looking at me like I was crazy. But if you look at every single girl in the audience, I had their utmost attention. It was amazing.
I'm telling you, you are speaking our language, and so for any new listeners out there tonight, listen to the show. They are now officially, I bet they're brand new fans. Even if they've not heard your music yet, and we are going to play your song here in a little bit, but I'm telling you, they're like, he could sing the phone, but we don't care. His hair, he's given us great, advice and great information, and it speaks to women. Let me tell you. So, and the fact that you don't have a problem talking about it, that's another thing that women really just have a fit over. So, well, thank you for those tips. I mean, seriously, that is, and you can just look at it and tell that you do take tremendous care of it. I mean, it's and you put some of the best products on it, so it is gorgeous, and that is why you get asked about it all the time. You know, it's I mean, there have been and to tell you the truth, by comparison, there have been a lot of rock artists that have grown their hair long, and there's just no compare. I mean, you can tell obviously they were not going through the same regimen, so in a lot of cases. So, but now one question I do have for you, because I know when you're on stage and you're performing and of course, you're under the lights, and it just gets really hot up there. I mean, is your hair just extremely? I mean, does it get really hot? To have long hair. Do you ever think about cutting it off, or is that just? I guess that's just part of who you are, though, right?
Yeah, it's not. I've never, I've been hot under the lights, but it's, so is everybody else on stage. I don't think and I move around a lot, so if anybody's hot, it's not going to, I'm probably one of the more cool ones on, temperature-wise on stage at any given time, just because I move around so much, and so there's constant airflow going through. But yeah, it's just part of who I am as far as my hair. I've had my hair long for such a long time. It's kind of become, it's become a part of who I am. I've had people threaten me with violence if I ever cut my hair.
Oh, wow.
So I've had fans threaten me with physical harm if I ever cut my hair, which is kind of scary and funny at the same time. But I don't plan on cutting it. I don't plan on cutting it for, as of right now, indefinitely. I don't plan on cutting it. So, but you never know. You never know.
Well, now you've just said that right here on live radio, so anyone listening, they'll know that you're saying, I'm never going to cut my hair, so we're good.
Yeah. I have some funny stories. I have some funny stories about my hair, but one particular, speaking of this, as far as cutting it goes, I was arguing with a friend. It was like a comical argument. We were joking with each other. I was arguing, I'll do this if you do that. I'll do this if you do that. And the friend said, well, hey, if you don't do that, I'll cut your hair off in the middle of the night. And all of a sudden, the conversation got real serious, real fast. That was something. I took complete offense to that. And looking back, it's funny, but at the time, I was like ready to throw down about it. I was like, no, cut my hair. So it's a serious. At the time, it was a more serious subject. I've kind of grown from that, but that just gives you an example of, yes, I'm not planning on cutting my hair, and it's kind of a staple of who I am, I think.
Yes, I think you would people might not recognize you if you did cut your hair. So, and it definitely, it suits the style of music you're performing as well. So it was, it's kind of like, going back to the rock bands from the 80s, the hair bands, and now, 20, 30 years later, and they've all got short hair now, and it just looks so weird to me, like when you see them, Bon Jovi, or some of these other bands out there, because that is kind of was their signature staple was the hair. That was a hair, it was hair band rock, and they, I don't know what you call it now because they're not hair bands anymore, they're just bands, so still great bands, but still, that was such a huge part of it, and I think for you, it's just become kind of your signature thing as well. So yeah, I like it. Don't cut it. Of course, I won't threaten you within an inch of your life or anything, so no worries there. But well, I want to ask you. First of all, I recently, it's been a good while back now, but I saw your video, Everything Will Be All Right, and I want to compliment you on the production of that because that was so well done, and I really enjoyed it. I've watched it quite a bit since then, but talk about where that was filmed and what it was like for you to make a video for that song.
Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, Everything Will Be All Right is one of my favorite ones. I really like the lyrics that I came up with it, and the video is great. It was a lot of fun to do. The footage of me was shot about a half hour south of Las Vegas in Jean, Nevada, on a dry lake bed, and right outside of a dry lake bed as far as some of the walking on the road shots. And then the footage, there's a father and his little girl in the video as well, and that's like he's trying to it's a moral decision, and that kind of thing in the video. That's the storyline. But that was actually shot a few years ago by my brother, my older brother, who is a film director and screenwriter. That was one of his early films. It's a film called The Hand You're Dealt, and he sent me a lot of the footage from it, and I just pieced it together and came up with, a different take on his storyline and tried to create something that fit Everything Will Be All Right, and that concept basically that, you never know what tomorrow brings, just everything will be all right. That's all we can say sometimes. But let's try to stay positive. That's the overall message. So that's, the footage came from him, and I'm appreciative of my brother and the stuff he shot. And then, shooting music videos is a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed doing the stuff in the desert. And then there's another video that I'm about to do for a fun song called Get Laid, which is a funny song title. But it's going to be a fun video. It's going to be like a real goofy, just everybody having fun video. So that's looking forward to that as well.
Well, that's awesome. And when you get that done, let me know, and I'll be glad to get that posted on our website so that our listeners and fans can also see it when they visit it as well. So we're glad to help promote you any way we can. And well, I love the video and how creative. I mean, when I watched that, you would never know that it was kind of pieced together. It just looks so well done, and all of those shots. The scenery in that video just really, I think, just makes it. And it, considering the message of the song, it just kind of drives home the video even more. So it was great, awesome, and I can't wait to see the next one. If it's if you say it's going to be funny rather. It's going to be interesting to see what that's going to be about.
It's got a very interesting, fun concept. It'll show a little bit more acting rather than just performance of the song. It has basically a cast that'll be portraying the video, and it's a lot of fun. It's just such a goofy idea, but it'll fit the song well, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely. And so I want to ask you really quick, your current song, I Promise You. Now, the video that you did for that, which is, on the contest website as well as, I just really, really like it a lot. And what was your inspiration for that song? Because that song is that is an awesome love song for one thing, but it's just got a great, another one of those great, meaningful kind of songs, and which is a real testament to the kind of songwriter you are, by the way. I think it takes you have to have a gift to really, every song you put out convey a message of sorts. So what was your kind of, was it based on personal experience, or was it just drawn of something, in your life that has hurt or what have you?
Well, I tell you what, that's a good question. If it's based on personal experience or something else, everything I write to an extent is based on personal experience, but I tell you what, for almost every song I write, I start pulling from other inspiration around me, like whether it's somebody else, what they're going through, what they've gone through, another story, something I happen to come across in the news, on TV, this and that. I Promise You is kind of one of those songs that I think, everybody wants to hear from somebody else that they love, the opening line are, you look like an angel when morning lights your face, no makeup on, concealing the perfect way you're made. And I think that goes a long way with a lot of people. It's geared toward women, but with makeup. But so many women are so self-conscious about what they're wearing, or how much makeup they have on, or if someone sees them without makeup, and this and that. And that's an example of that part of the song is just inspired by the mass population. It shows true love. Like, I love you as soon as you wake up in the morning, when you haven't done anything to yourself. You haven't prepped yourself up at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those songs, I think, the chorus, when the chorus hits, it's basically just, it's a promise. It's vows. And that was the inspiration there. It's sitting at the altar. What do you want to hear from somebody? What do you want to hear from the person that you're going to marry or that you're going to be with forever? And it's that kind of feel. And I think I achieved it. I'm very proud of the song. It has a lot of fans. It's been on a few websites. It's been labeled as like the next great wedding song, which I'm flattered by. There are a lot of amazing love songs out there, and I appreciate people holding it into that, up in that regard. But it's a great song. I recommend anybody who's ever been in love or been out of love or wants to be in love. I recommend they listen to it because it's a really good song. I'm very proud of it.
It is a very good song, and I have a feeling that not only with you having that entered in the contest over at VWAL, that not only is it because you know what you want to do with the money if you win, but the song itself is definitely the reason why you're in the front runner right now. I mean, the song is awesome, and it is. And I could definitely see it being the next great, big wedding song. And wedding season is right around the corner, so just get ready. You may be getting calls to come and perform it live. That would be pretty cool.
You never know. I've already had some fans who have messaged me saying that this is the song they're going to use at their wedding, and again, I'm completely flattered that someone would include my song into their lives like that, their world, of their extreme special moment, one of the moments they'll remember for the rest of their entire life, and then they're incorporating something that I created into that. So I'm completely flattered, and I appreciate every time someone says something like that. It makes me feel great. So you never know. You never know if it'll, be the biggest wedding song ever. That would be amazing, but I'll settle for my amazing fans thinking it's great. So
I know, isn't that right? Well, I must tell you, you're awesome as an artist, and I look forward to your new album coming out later in the year, and I would love to have you back so we can talk about that and play some of the cuts off of that for the listening audience. I think they would truly enjoy it. And I wish you the best. Now, you've got a tour coming up pretty soon, too, don't you?
Well, yeah. I had probably maybe 20-something dates on the calendar for this for early spring. Like they would be I would be touring like starting next week. However, I postponed all the dates after finding out about this contest because I knew it was going to be kind of overwhelming and get a focus to develop everybody's interest in this and keep everybody's interest in this. And so so I postponed all of those dates. They were throughout the Southeast United States. But after this contest, I'm getting asked this a lot now if I'm going to be touring here or there. And right now, I don't have any dates on the calendar. However, I've been talking with all the hard rocks in the United States, and then there's the hard rocks all over the place, in the UK and then parts of Europe, about doing like a hard rock tour where I'd be flying around doing one-offs at all these hard rocks. But the plan is if I win this contest, this will help because there's going to be a large portion going to charity. However, there will be a few bucks left at the end of the day, and as a thank you to everybody's hard work and dedication to this contest and my song and what I do, I'm planning on visiting everybody as possible. I have fans in England. I have fans in Brazil, all parts of Brazil. I have fans in throughout Europe. I have fans in even Indonesia, Australia, Canada, many parts of the United States, Hawaii. I was asked about Finland and the Netherlands the other day, and ideally, I'd be able to, I'm planning on visiting as many as possible, definitely going to Europe, definitely hitting Australia, definitely going to Brazil, different parts of the United States, and then definitely a few parts of Canada. And hopefully I have those details up, this summer so I can start performing late summer, late fall, early 2014. It would just be one long stretch of touring. So that's the plan. You never know how things are going to turn out, but that's the plan, is to to use basically whatever's left to personally visit and thank everybody for being a part of this good cause and the contest and trying to raise this money.
Well, I wish you the very best. I think you're going to win, and I hope that you remain in the in the front, and you win it all, so that not only can you give to charity, but you can go on this. Let's just call it a world tour, if we will.
It would be a world tour, but it would
go see.
Most of the performances would be just me and the guitar. It would be kind of more intimate performances, smaller venues, but the purpose would be to go perform and thank everybody, for all the support. So it would be a world tour, and I hope everything comes to fruition.
Oh, that would be awesome, and I'm gonna really be wishing and hoping for the best for you, and we want to hear about it. We'll be tracking you and keeping up with this as well and promoting it out. So for the listeners out there, if you want to go and vote, you can actually go to our website, thejamminjukebox.com. Look on the front page. We've got the ad there, and it's linked right to vwall.com, where you can go and watch the video and actually see, and vote for Joshua's video. So, but also, like you said, he's all over the place. So, but on Twitter, he is Joshua Adams Rock. And so, go and follow him. But I want to thank you so much for being with us this evening and just hanging out and giving us a little bit of your time in the midst of your busy, crazy schedule right now. So thank you very much, and best of luck to you in the contest. We'll be rooting for you, and we certainly would love to have you back on, especially when you get your new album out.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and this was a fun interview. I like it kind of off the cuff like this. This is great, and I appreciate it. I don't like question and answer sessions directed at me, so I certainly don't like to do that to others. So it's just fun to sit and chat. But well, take care, and we'll be in touch with you real soon. And we wish you the very best, Joshua. All right, thanks so much.
All right, you're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
All right, what a real privilege. We have been chatting with Joshua Adams. He is a rock singer-songwriter, and, man, he is awesome. What a great interview. And he has a song out right now. It's called I Promise You, which is also the song that he has entered into the contest on VWall Rocks. And I'm going to play this for you momentarily just so you can get a real feel for the song. And he is right. I mean, it could very well be the next big, not only love song, but wedding song. I could see a lot of people making this as their choice. And because we just, in honesty, we just haven't had a good love song out in a long time. So, so thanks to him for being the creative genius behind that. And we want to thank him for being with us, and to all the listeners as well. We certainly appreciate your time this evening and for always being here with us. If you're brand new to our program, welcome aboard tonight. We hope that you will be back with us. And so I will leave you and close this evening with Joshua Adams, and I Promise You. Good night, all.
You look like an angel when morning lights your face. No makeup on concealing the perfect way you're made, like the sun through my window. future by looking in your eyes. You and me are family. A husband and his wife. I promise to love you all my life. I promise to be there by your side. I'll never break your heart in two. I'll only give myself to you. I promise you. Laying there beneath our tree, that was when I knew I couldn't live without your hand placed in mine. When teardrops fell the first time we had to say goodbye, that's when I realized that I'd spend the rest of my life. Oh, holding you, holding me is everything. More than anything I could ever dream. Loving you, loving me, meant to be. You're the only thing I will ever need. I promise to love you all my life. I promise to be there by your side. I'll never break your heart in two. I'll only give myself to you. I'll be the love you'll never lose. I'll give everything I am to you.
Tonight's show has been brought to you by One Taste of Main Street Cake Shop's baked from scratch custom-made cakes and cupcakes, and you'll be hooked. Every cake is made to order with only the finest and freshest ingredients. This is no ordinary bakery. Cakes are never pre-made. Main Street Cake Shop is in demand, having provided cakes and cupcakes for numerous prestigious events, bridal fairs, and venues. Owned and operated by April Murray, she has garnered many awards for not only her exquisite cake designs, but also for their incredible taste. If you're looking for a cake for any occasion, or cupcakes in a variety of flavors, then Main Street Cake Shop is the place. Visit them on the web at mainstreetcakeshop.com.